Today we are going to solve Cambridge O level paper Physics 5054 October number 2022 paper 1 variant 1 MCQs paper. So question number 1. The diagram shows three forces acting on a block. The resultant force is 6 Newton to the right. Which additional force produce a resultant force of 3 Newton to the left? So we know that we have a resultant force 6 Newton on the right because 5 Newton force is acting on this side, on the left side, and 11 Newton is on the right side, so the right side will be 6 Newton. The resultant force is 6 Newton, which is given in the question. Now we have to produce 3 Newton to the left, resultant of 3 Newton. So 6 this and 3 more on this side. So 6 plus 3 will be equal to 9 Newton. So we have to use the 9 Newton on the left side to make a resultant of 3 Newton to the left. So our answer B is the right option, 9 Newton to the left. Velocity is given by the change in displacement divided by the change in time. How many vector quantities appear in this statement? Now, velocity is a vector quantity, displacement is a vector quantity, while time is a scalar quantity. So, how many vector quantities are here? Two vector quantities, velocity and displacement. Question number 3. A car of mass 1000 kg is traveling down a steep hill. The brakes fail and the driver uses a horizontal sand-filled safety road to stop the car. So the mass of the car is 1000 kg. The car enters at a speed of 10 meters per second. This is the speed in which at which car enter the safety road. So it will be 10 meters per second and experience a constant force of 2500 Newton. So the backward force is 2500 Newton that will do the work done on the car to make it to come to rest. How far does the car travel in the sand before coming to rest? As the car enter in the horizontal sand-filled safety road, it is kinetic energy. It is moving with kinetic energy. The total energy of the car is the kinetic energy, which will be converted into work done against the car or against the movement. So kinetic energy is 1 by 2 mv square and the work done will be the opposing force multiplied by the distance travelled by the car. So 1 by 2 mv square kinetic energy is equal to work done that oppose the car to come to rest, which is F dot D. We have to find this distance that travelled by the car before coming to rest. So by putting the values, 1 by 2 mass is 1000 and your velocity is 10. So 10 square will be equal to force is 2500 multiplied by distance travelled by the car. So 1 by 2 times 1000 multiplied by 10 square 100 divided by 2500 will be equal to D. 2 zeros cancel out with 2 zeros. 2 1 time 2 to 500 times 1000 and 25 1 time 25 and 25 20 times 500. So D will be 20 meter. So car traveled 20 meter before coming to rest. We have used work energy principle that energy is converted into work. So kinetic energy is the energy of the car in which the mass of the car is 1000 and the velocity is 10 meter per second, and the work done is equal to F dot D, where F is the stopping force 25,000 Newton and D would be our answer, the stopping distance. Question number 4. Which part of the distance time graph shows that the fastest constant speed? The fastest constant speed. Now it is a distance time graph. So at B and at D, our body is at rest. Here the body is at rest because distance is not changing in this 2 points B and D. At A and C, the body is moving with constant speed. The body is moving with constant speed at A and C. Here constant speed because our graph is showing a straight line, constant speed. Now, how can we say that which part is speed is greater? We know that speed can be calculated by the slope or the gradient of distance time graph. Gradient of distance time graph is equal to our speed. The more the gradient, the more will be the speed. So from the graph we can see that C is more steep, so its gradient is more. So C is the right option. Question number 5. An object is accelerating along a straight horizontal track. The acceleration is uniform. The acceleration is uniform with speed time graph represent the motion of the object. So these two are non-uniform, C and D, because the curved slope is non-uniform acceleration. In these two parts, body is accelerating but non-uniformly. In B, the body is moving with constant velocity because speed is same for all the time. So body is moving with constant velocity. So our acceleration is 0. So A is the right option because we are getting a straight line. So our body is accelerating uniformly. Question number 6. Which caused the frictional effect experienced by a cyclist to increase? Using a lighter bicycle will decrease the frictional effect. Traveling at greater speed. So as our speed increases, the resistive force will also going to increase, or the air resistance is also going to increase. So it will experience more frictional force. A smoother tire surface will decrease the frictional effect. A road surface covered in oil is also going to decrease the frictional effect. So B is the right option. Question number 7. The diagram show a car at the moment the driver see a hazard ahead. Which experience is equal to the stopping distance? So stopping distance is the total distance traveled by the driver after seeing the hazard. He uses thinking time, or the thinking distance plus the braking distance is the stopping distance. So stopping distance is equal to braking distance plus thinking distance. It is not just the braking distance, it is complete thinking plus braking distance is the stopping distance. Question number 8. A planet orbits the sun. The planet moves in a circular path at a constant speed, but is accelerating because it is changing direction. How it changing direction? As it moving in a circle, every time when it change its velocity, its direction changes, like this one. So the body is moving, so it is accelerating as well because the direction of velocity is changing. In which direction does the resultant force act to cause this acceleration? We know that, and the body move in a circular path, centripetal force act on the body, and the direction of centripetal force is always directed toward the center of the body. So D is the right option. It is always directed toward the center of the body. X is the resultant of y divided by z. X is the resultant of y divided by z. What are x, y and z? So first of all is m is equal to w divided by gravitational field strength g. So w is equal to mg. From this equation I can write as weight is equal to mass multiplied by gravitational field strength. Yes, this is the right equation. So this is also right equation, and it is according to our question number 9. X is the result, y divided by z. So A is the right option. You can also check the other ones which W is equal to M by G, which is wrong. M is equal to G by W, which is also wrong, where W is equal to G by M, which is also wrong. So first one is the right option. Question number 10. The graph show how the extension of a spring changes with the masses suspended from it when the spring is on planet X and when the spring is on planet Y. So we are using the same spring or at planet X and at planet Y. And extension mass graphs are given, in which we can see that there will be more extension for the less mass for planet X. Less mass but more extension. More mass but less extension. So we can know that the extension is due to the weight of the body. Extension is due to the weight of the body, because when a spring is suspended, weight is the one that act and extend the spring. So here the extension is more for less mass, and here the extension is more for the extension is less for the more mass. Which conclusion can be drawn from these graphs? Now, it is not possible to compare the gravitational field strength of X and Y. We can compare it. The gravitational field strength on planet X is equal to that of Y. No, if they are equal, then the extension will be the same. The gravitational field strength on planet X is 1/3 of the gravitational field strength of Y. So we can, from this, does the gravitational field strength of planet X is less than planet Y? No, the gravitational field strength of planet X is more. That's why its extension is more for the less mass. Or option D, the gravitational field strength on planet X is 3 times the gravitational field strength of planet Y. Yes, you can write it as 3 times, because I am not finding the exact value. I am just using that our first 3 options are wrong. So third one is the correct option, because planet X has more gravitational field strength than planet Y. Planet X has more gravitational field strength than planet Y, because it is showing more extension for the less mass. Question number 11. A uniform beam is pivoted at its center. Two weights are placed on the beam in the position shown. One is 30 Newton and one is 60 Newton, and the beam is balanced by an upward force F. By applying this force, we can balance the beam. What is the size of F? Using equilibrium condition, clockwise torque is equal to anti-clockwise torque, or clockwise movement is equal to anti-clockwise movement. So this one, 30 Newton weight, will move the pivot in this position, so it is anti-clockwise. So writing it anti-clockwise, 30 multiplied by the distance is 40, equal to this 60 Newton will move the plank in clockwise direction, so it is 60 multiplied by 30 in the clockwise side, and this force F will move in this direction, so it will be anti-clockwise. So adding it anti-clockwise, F multiplied by. So what is the distance between the force and the pivot point? It is 50 Newton. Many students use this 20 centimeter as the distance. This 20 is not the distance, because the distance is from the pivot point. So it is 30 plus 20 equal to 50. So 30 into 60 will be equal to 1800, equal to 30 into 40 equal to 1200 plus 50F. So 1800 minus 1200 is equal to 50F, and 600 divided by 50 is equal to F. 18 minus 12, 6. 650 by dividing 50, we are going to get 0, cancel out with 0. 5 times 12 is equal to 60. So our force will be 12 Newton. So our force will be 12 Newton. Question number 12. Four objects of equal mass rest on table. Their masses are equal. The center of mass of each object is labeled G. Which object is least stable? For the least stability, the area of contact will be least. So the area of contact will be least for this B. Area of contact is least for B. And the other option for the least stability, that center of gravity or center of mass is higher. So the center of gravity of B is also higher than all the other shape. So B is the least stable. B is the least stable. And when we say which is the most stable, we can see from here this C is the most stable because its center of mass is equal to A, and but its area of contact is greater than A. So C is most stable and B is the least stable. Question number 13. Each tire of a car has an area of 100 centimeter square. Is contact with the ground. So it is a car. The car has 4 tires. The car has a mass of 1600 kg. The weight of the car is equally distributed among the 4 tires. So as we have said earlier, this car has 4 tires. The gravitational field strength G is 10 Newton per kg. Pressure exerted on the ground. So pressure will be equal to force per unit area. Here force will be equal to weight of the car, W which is equal to mg. Force will be equal to mg divided by total area will be equal to 4 times area of single tire. Area of single tire. So it will be equal to pressure will be equal to 1600, the mass of the car, multiplied by gravitational field strength 10 divided by 4 times the area of the single tire is 100. 20 cancel out with 20. 4 1 times 4, 4 times 16, 4 times 10 will be equal to 40. So the pressure will be 14 Newton per centimeter square. Question number 14. The pressure P of some trapped air is varied. The mass and the temperature of the trapped air remain constant. The mass and temperature of the trapped air remain constant. Which graph show the volume V of the air varies with pressure P? I know that the first one is the right option. As we know that PV is equal to constant because mass is also constant and temperature is also constant. So PV is equal to constant. I can write it as P is equal to constant over V. So P is inversely proportional to 1 over V. If it is inversely proportional, this graph is wrong according to that one, according to this condition. But if I write it as P is directly proportional to 1 over V, then it will be a straight line. It will be a straight line. So P and 1 over V is going to give a straight line. P and 1 over V is going to give a straight line. So A is the right option. Question number 15. A constant force F pulls the block of weight W up the slope shown. How much work done by F, the force, in pulling the block up the slope? So this is our force F. It is moving our body in this direction and it has moved the length L. So work is equal to F multiplied by L. Force multiplied by distance, move in the direction of the force. So F into L. Question number 16. X and Y are both 40 watt 240 volt lamps. So both are of the same rating. Lamp X is more efficient than lamp Y. lamp X is more efficient than lamp Y. Which statement correctly compares X with Y? X is more expensive to run. We cannot compare by this one. X has a lower electrical resistance. No, both are going to have the same electrical resistance because their ratings are same, 240 watt and 240 watt. So resistance will also be same. X produce less light energy. If it produces less light energy, then it is not more efficient. X produces less thermal energy. Yes, this make it more efficient because it is producing less uh, amount of thermal energy or less loss. Question number 17. The diagram show a radiator heating the air in a room. What is the name of this process? Cool air move towards the radiator and hot air move above the radiator. So it is conduction? No. In conduction, particle move in a solid. It is convection? Yes, it is convection, in which cold particles move toward the hot particles, or the hot particles move toward the cold particle. It is called convection. The movement of particle from one place to another place in order to move energy is called convection. Evaporation is in liquids, and this is not expansion because our particles are not expanding, they are moving from one place to other place. So it is convection, in which our cold particles move to radiator and from radiator gain energy and move above the radiator as hot air. Question number 18. What is the process of heat transfer that can take place in vacuum? In vacuum, there are no particles, so no conduction, no convection, no evaporation, because these three involve transfer of energy with the help of movement of particles, vibrations, and movement from one place to the other place. So, in transfer of energy in vacuum is only done with the help of radiations, electromagnetic waves. The diagram represents four thermometers PQRS. Which thermometer has the greater sensitivity and which thermometer has the greater range? So we are going to find the greater sensitivity first. Sensitivity means that more increase or uh, more expandation of the liquid for less temperature. For less temperature, our liquid expand more. So we can see that in Q, for 5 degree centigrade, this is the expansion. In the first one, for 5 degree, this is the expansion. Here 5 degree will be like this one. For 50, it is 0 to 50, so it is, for 5 degree it will be a little small movement. Same for here, a little bit higher than the R, but very less than P and Q. So Q is more sensitive. Q is more sensitive. Now, which is the have the greatest range? So the greatest range is of 250. His range is 250. The range of Q is only 10. It is 25, and 300 minus 200 will be 200. So the greatest range is of R. So Q and R, which is C. The greatest sensitivity is of the thermometer Q, and the greater range is of the thermometer R. Question number 20. A piece of iron of mass m is placed in a mixture of ice and water. Its temperature decreases from θ1 to θ2. How much thermal energy lost by the piece of iron? It will be equal to delta Q is equal to mc delta T. mc is the specific heat capacity. And delta T will be equal to θ1 minus θ2. Decreases change in temperature, θ1 to θ2, so it will be θ1 minus θ2. 2. So A is the right option, where M is the mass, C is the specific heat capacity multiplied by change in temperature theta 1 minus theta 2. 21. A kilogram of substance has a fixed shape. A kilogram of a substance has a fixed shape. Thermal energy supplied to the substance weakens the force of attraction between the molecules. What is happening? A gas is being heated, so gas does not have a fixed shape. A liquid is at its boiling point. Liquid does not have a fixed shape. A liquid evaporating does not have a fixed shape. A solid is at its melting point. Yes, solid has a fixed shape and it is at its melting point because substance weakens the force of attraction. Thermal energy weakens the force of attraction. So D, a solid is at its melting point. Question number 22. Which condition produce the greatest rate of evaporation from the liquid? Higher temperature, draft and large surface area. Higher temperature, draft and large surface area. So A is the right option. So what does the drought mean? Drought means that movement of cool air in the atmosphere. So high temperature, movement of cool air and the larger surface area will produce more evaporation. So question number 23. Which statement is correct? Both longitudinal wave and transfer wave can travel at speed of light. No, transfer wave travel at the speed of light, but the longitudinal wave does not travel at the speed of light. Both longitudinal wave and transfer wave of similar wavelength will have similar frequency. So it may be they both may have same wavelength, but their due to different speed, their frequencies could be different. By the formula V is equal to F lambda. Both longitudinal wave and transfer wave can travel in vacuum. No, only transverse wave can travel in vacuum, while longitudinal wave cannot travel in vacuum. Both longitudinal wave and transverse wave can travel in water. Yes, they both can travel in water. So question number 23, D is the right option. A mirror is placed in the path of a ray of light. Through which angle does the direction of the ray of the light changes? So this is your direction in which your light have to travel. From here we can know that the angle of reflection is 40 degree, because angle of incidence and angle of reflection is same. If this is 40 degree, then the remaining angle is 50 degree with the mirror. And same, if the angle with the mirror is 50, then it is also 50 on this side. My wave have to travel to this side, but it travel to this side. So through which angle does the ray change direction will be equal to 50 plus 50, 100. 50 plus 50 will be equal to 100. An oscilloscope is used to demonstrate a sound. Which feature of the oscilloscope trace is affected by the quality timbre of the sound? The quality does not change amplitude very much. The frequency remains same. Shape change with the quality. Shape change with the quality. Wavelength does not change with the quality. So on oscilloscope we can see the quality change of the sound with the help of shape change of the sound. 4 plotting compasses are placed near a big magnet. Ignore any effect of the earth magnetic field. One compass appear like this one, which is a possible position for this compass. In our compass, the arrowhead is toward south and the tail is toward north, because the direction of magnetic field is from north to south. So in A, the direction is like this one, north to south. For B, it is straight line moving away from the north. In C, it will be downward, north to south. So C is the right option as asked in the question. And in D, it will be like A from north to south. Question number 27. A plastic rod and a cloth are initially uncharged. The rod is then rubbed with the cloth and the cloth becomes positively charged. What is the sign of the charge on the plastic rod and why does it become charged? When we rub the plastic rod with the cloth, we know that charges move from cloth to rod and only one charge can move, that is electron. Only one particle move, that is electron, and electron is negatively charged particle. So electron move to this side, so it will become negative charge. It will become negative charge. So our rod will become negative and electron move from cloth to the rod. So A is the right option. Which expression gives the electromagnetic force of a battery? Electromagnetic force is equal to work done per unit charge. Work done per unit charge. So it will be the D option. Work done per unit charge. Question number 29. A circuit contains two cells and two lamps. The cells are newly and are fully charged. In which arrangement the cells and the lamp do the cells discharge more quickly? If we arrange our cells in series, they are going to discharge quickly. So C or D could be the right option, because when our cells are in series, they could discharge quickly. And in bulb arrangement, if our bulbs are arranged in parallel, they are going to discharge discharge the cells quickly. So here our bulbs are in parallel. So C is the right option. Question number 30. A lamp is connected in series with a battery and a variable resistor. The resistance of the variable resistor is decreased gradually. Resistance of variable resistor is decreased gradually. Which statement is correct? The current in the lamp increases. As we know that voltage is same, so same voltage across these two. As their combined resistance decreases, because the resistance of variable resistor is decreasing, so they are in series. If this going to decrease, then the resultant R equivalent equal to R1 plus R2. As R2 start decreasing, R equivalent start decreasing, so the resistance start decreasing. Voltage is constant, and the formula Ohm law V is equal to IR. So I is going to increase, R going to decrease, then I going to increase. So the current in the lamp and the resistance also increases. So A is the right option. The current in the variable resistor decreases. If current in the variable resistor decreases, it also decreases in the lamp. The EMF of the battery decreases. No, EMF is a constant thing. It does not change. The total resistance in the circuit increases. The total resistance is going to decrease. Question number 31. In the circuit shown, all the cells are identical and all the lamps are identical. The switches are closed. In which circuit are both lamps the brightest? What is this one? This is diode. And diode, this side of diode is P terminal and this side of diode is N terminal. When P side is connected with plus and N side is connected with minus, it is called forward biasing. And in this case our current will going to flow. If we connect terminal oppositely, like this one with positive side and this one with negative side, current will not going to flow. So the largest side of the battery is positive and the smallest side is negative. So from this one we can see that if the switch is closed, plus is connected with N, so current is not going to flow in A and C. So A and C are wrong options. Now in B and D. In B, our our lamps are connected in series. In series, the resistance increases and the current decreases. So, due to decrease in current, they are not going to be the brightest. In D, they are connected in parallel. In parallel, the resistance decreases, so current increases. As the current increases, they are going to be the brightest one. Why is fuse used in electrical appliances? To produce to earth the appliance? No. For that purpose we use earth wire. To protect the appliance? Yes. To protect the appliance we use fuse. To change the power of the appliance? No, power does not change with the help of fuse. To change the voltage supply to the appliance? No, the voltage does not change with the use of fuse. So B is the right option. Which statement about a transformer is correct? The changing magnetic field in the transformer induces an EMF in the secondary coil. Yes, this one is the right option. Due to change of magnetic field in the primary coil induces EMF in the secondary coil. Let's check the other ones. The core of the transformer is made of iron because iron is a good electrical conductor. No, we can also use we are going to use something like a plastic as well. The transformer convert alternating current to direct current. No, transformer does not convert this one. The transformer convert direct to alternating current. This is not the process of conversion of alternating to direct current. It can increase or decrease the voltage level, but it cannot convert alternating current to direct current or direct current to alternating current. So A is the right option. Question number 34. The diagram shows the output from an AC generator displayed on an oscilloscope. The generator is turned at a slower rate. The setting on the oscilloscope controls are not changed. Which statement shows the new output? As they are turning at a slower rate. So we are going to get low frequency. We are going to get low frequency. In A and C, the frequency is same, so these are the wrong option. In D, the frequency is more, so it is also the wrong option. B is the right option. But many students ask why the amplitude is also low, because EMF is equal to change in flux by time. Change of flux or magnetic field by time. As they are turning slowly, so change in flux is also changing slowly. So its amplitude is also less. Question number 35. The sound wave produced by a note is displayed on screen of a cathode ray oscilloscope. The time base is set at 5 meter per second for one division. So this one division is 5 meter per second. What is the frequency of the note? So this is my complete wave. My complete wave is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes, and 4 boxes is 5. One box is 5 millisecond. So the total time of my wave completion is 4 5 times 20 millisecond. This is the time period of my one wave. So frequency is equal to 1 hour time period. So it will be F is equal to 1 over 20 millisecond. By converting this 20 millisecond, F is equal to 1 divided by 20. This milli will be equal to 1000. This is 10 raised to power minus 3. When we take it to the numerator, it will be 10 raised to power plus 3, which is 10,000. 0 cancel out with 0, 2 cancel out with 100 will be 50. So answer will be 50 hertz. You can also use calculator. 1 divided by 20 exponent minus 3. Question number 36. three types of radiations emitted by unstable nuclei are helium nuclei, short wavelength electromagnetic waves, and electrons. What are the three types of radiation? Helium nuclei are alpha particles. Electromagnetic waves are gamma rays. And the electrons are the beta particles. So A is the right option. Question number 37. A beam of electron is fired into a uniform magnetic field as shown. The direction of magnetic field is into the page. Which path of the electron follow? Electron is not going to follow C, or electron is not going to follow A, because it is a curved path, but not like A or C. It could be B, it could be D. How can we going to find it? We are going to use the Fleming left hand rule. By Fleming left hand rule, you will point your index finger in the direction of the current. Your index finger in the direction of current. Your middle finger or your palm will represent the direction of the magnetic field, which will be into the page, and your thumb will show the direction of the force. So D is the right option. Question number 38. Which statement about all three types of radiation emission is correct? They are all completely absorbed by thin aluminum sheet. No. The third one, the gammas are not absorbed by the thin aluminum sheet. They are all deflected by electric field. No, they are not deflected by electric field, because gamma particles are not deflected by the electric field. They are deflected by the magnetic field. No, gamma is not going to be deflected by the magnetic field. They all cause ionization of gases. Yes, this statement is correct. They all cause ionization of gases. What is meant by the half-life of radioactive substance? Half the time for all the stable nuclei to decay. No, not all the stable nuclei to decay. Half the time it takes an unstable nuclei to emit radiation. No, it is not right option. The time for half the unstable nuclei to decay. Yes, it is the time. Half-life is the time in which half of the unstable nuclei decays. The time for the nucleon number to half. No, this is also wrong. So C is the right option. Radioactive isotopes that emit alpha particles, beta particles, and gamma particles are stored in wooden boxes. They are lined with a material that prevents most radioactive escaping from the box. So which material is used for this lining? We know that lead is used for this purpose. From lead we can also a few millimeter or centimeter sheet of lead can also stop the gamma rays. So we are going to use lead.